And from here, you start a new frame. Let's start with create a frame. Press on A key. Set the size for 1600, 1200. Let's go to the design page. Let's change the color for radical color. First color, set it to F7CBFD. The second color, change it to 4758D1. Change it to 100%. Change the direction, something like this. Now add a frame. Press on the list of iPhone. For me, I will use the iPhone 13 Pro. I will drag inside the frame. Set the radius to 26 and click on this icon. Click on corner smoothing. Change this value to 70. Add effects. Choose drop shadow. Change the X value to -40. Y change it 60. And the blur, I will change the value to 150. Change the hex color to 3B267B with the opacity of 70%. Now I will add a linear color. First color is 2E33 by A. Second color is 1C1B33. 100%. So I will move a little bit from the left and right. Alright, so far so good. Now we will more focus on create a model with glassmorphism. Now I will import the image. Choose from the asset. I will add my background. Unsplash plugin for your project. You can also search the image on the website unsplash.com. And this section I will use the 3D Christmas illustration by Icon Finder. I like this home, it's cute. I also use Weathery 3D icon by Pico. Okay, let's drag the image here. Center horizontal and vertical. And now I will add home. I will align from the center. Change the white position 304. Now I will add a rectangle. Change the size to 390 to 500. Position from the bottom or inside my iPhone. I will place it behind the house. So let's change for linear color. The first color I will set it to 3A3F54 with the opacity of 0%. And the second color is the same color, so I will just copy and paste and change it for 100%. Let's name it home. Set the position to center vertical. So far so good. Let's go to asset. This part I will not going to create from scratch. I'm just going to use the component. Align horizontal center. Now let's add a status bar. Let's position from the top and center. And this text spacing will use 54. Alright, so far so good. Now we will focus on create a model bottom sheets with glassmorphism. Let's add a rectangle. Press on R to draw a rectangle. Now go to the design panel and change the size to 390 by 325. I will align from the bottom center. Click on this icon to add different corner. The top left, I will change it to 44. Top right 44. And the bottom, we don't need to add it. Now let's add linear color. The first color, let's change it to 2E335A. The second color, change it to 100 and change the color to 1C1B33. Now I will change the position a little bit and move from the left and right. I will change the opacity to 20. Now I will add effects and choose the background blur. Change the value to 50. And then I will add a inner shadow. Change the Y value to 1 and blur and set it to 0. Color to white to 100. And I will add a blending mode. I like to use overlay. It gives a very nice effect of lights and it's blend well with the background color. Select this rectangle. You can right click on your mouse and choose frame selection, or you can use a shortcut option Command G to create a frame, and then your rectangle is inside the frame. Let's call it model. Now inside this model, I'll add ellipse. Press on O to draw ellipse and hold on Shift to create a perfect circle. We change the size to 250. X position to 271, Y position to 65. So I will add an angular for this one. I will use 4 color. The first one is going to be 612 FRB, 0%. For this angular, I will use the same hex color, Command C to copy. The second is the same color, paste here. It's going to be 100. Third color, it's the same color with 0 opacity. Fourth, it's the same color with 100. I'm just going to move here a little bit. Now let's add effects layer blur. Set it for 140. Let's add second ellipse. I can just duplicate this ellipse. I can press an Option key. When you see 2 arrows, that means you can drag and duplicate. Yes, change the size, make it smaller. So uncheck this constant proportion. Change the size to 286 by 32. Change the X position to 48 minus 33. So I'm change for solid color. Layer blur, change the value to 60. Now let's add a second ellipse. I'm just going to duplicate this one. I will change the height for 10. The hex color is C427FB with the opacity of 50%. Y position I will change it for -10. I select this ellipse and click on Return key to edit. For the second point, change it for -7. So let's change the hex color. It's going to be E0D9FF100. And layer blur, change it for 10. Select in the model frame. Go to designs page. The inspector, you can check this clip content and it will create a mask for you. And now we see a light effects in the top of the model. So now let's create a segment control at the top. I will add frame inside model. So let's change the dimension to 390 by 49. Let's position from center horizontal and align from the top. And then inside I will add an indicator. I will add a rectangle. Change the size to 48 by 5. X position 171. I will set the corner radius to 10. And change the color to black, 30% opacity. And now I will add a separator. Create a line. You can hold on Shift and drag and change for 390. Align from the center. Color to white with 50%. One thickness and center. White position is 49. For stroke, I will use blending mode. Let's choose overlay and then I will add effect drop shadow. Set the Y value to 1. Black color is fine, so I will use 20% opacity and use overlay. For this frame, let's uncheck clip content because I don't want masking. So this one we will name it indicator. Let's name it separator. Let's duplicate this layer. So I will change to underline. I want to create a light. Then let's go to the inspector. Let's change the stroke thickness to 3 and it's going to be from the outside. So I will change to linear color. Let's add a third color. First color I will set for white and with 0 opacity. And second color white 100%. Third color is white with 0 opacity. And blend mode overlay is fine. Now I'll add another frame. Set size for 330, 16, and it's going to be from the bottom center. Let's add text. Press on T, right out in focus. Let's center from the left, center. So I will change this text style. In order to use the component, go to Assets, click on Theme Library, and for the Wiki app, just click on Publish, and then you publish. Okay, now let's change this text style. One subpara is fine. So let's change the label color to dark secondary. So spacing left. Press on Option key to create a red guide. I want this padding from the left 32, and my text is aligned from the left. Let's duplicate this text. It's going to be aligned from the right. I will align right, padding right 32 also. I will change this text to weekly forecast. The padding from the bottom 8. Alright, now it's better. For this one, I will set for 100. I will change a little bit from the center here. Much better. Now let's add a weighted column. Set a frame to 60 by 146. So I will set the spacing top and right 20. Press on Option to see the red line. Let's add field color. Change the hex color to 48319D. Opacity of 20%. Let's add stroke. Set the color to white. 20% also. One thickness, and inside, let's add a corner radius of 30. Let's add FX inner shadow. Change the X value to 1, Y to 1. There's no blur, and change the color to white. 25% is okay with the blending mode overlay. And then let's add a drop shadow. Change the X value to 5. 4 is fine. Blur changes to 10. Color it's black, 25% is okay. Now let's add hours. Press on T. 12 a.m. Text alignment center. Let's align from the center. One subheadline is fine, and label color is primary. Let's use spacing 16 from the top. Now I will add the frame for my 3D icon. The size can be 44 by 38 center. Now we go to Asset, search for the 3D icon. Let's choose this one. Let's position center top. Now I will add another text, 30%. Alignment from the bottom. Text style is bone footnote, and text color is 40CB8. Alignment from bottom center. This frame 4. I will uncheck clip content. Just gonna move the icon up a little bit by 4 pixels. Spacing 12 here. Now let's add another text for degrees. Press on Option and copy this text. It's aligned from the center. Change the number 19 degrees. Let's change the text style to regular title tree. So the space swing is 16 from the top, 16 from the bottom, and the degrees is 16 from the bottom. Here, 16 from the top. Alright, so let's call this frame icon. And this one I call it hours. Now let's duplicate this frame and add the spacing 12. And this one I want to change the style when it's active. It's the same color, we're just going to put back to 100%. And stroke, we can change it to 50% opacity. We add blending mode with the outline. It's going to be overlay. Drop shadow is the same. Inner shadow is the same. I will change this tag for now. This I don't need, just hide. So let's duplicate more columns. What you can do is duplicate this column and change text, change the icon. But for me, just to save time, I'm just gonna search from the assets and drag it here. This is the one that I create with the variant. What we can do is select those three together, and then let's add auto layout. Go to the inspector, add auto layout. Spacing between is 12, and the spacing from here 20 is fine. So this one that I create a variant, so I can choose the hours that I want. For now it's 2 p.m. This one I will change for 3 p.m. and this one for 4 p.m. and this one for 5 p.m. So here I can decide that it's raining a lot, like 50%. So this frame, let's name it hourly. This frame, let's name it segmented control. Alright, let's get started. First, let's create a rectangle. Press on R key and draw a rectangle. And set the size to 390 by 88. Position align bottom, center vertical. Now let's custom this rectangle. Select this rectangle. Press on return key to edit, or just go to the top center option here to edit. And when you see points here, that means that we can edit the point. So you can press on P to use a pen tool. Add one here and use escape, and then we just add new points here. Now let's select points that we create. X position changes to 262. Now let's select these 2 points, drag like this. Now let's move them by 20 pixels. You can press on Shift and click 2 times on arrow down. Then switch back to pen tool. Press on Command to bend this point like this. Or I can use a move tool. Select points and press on Command key, then click. Now it's bent, it creates a curve. This is the way I want, so it's fine like this. Now let's add a linear column. First color is 3A, 3A, 6A. Second color is 25, 24, 4C. Change it for 26% opacity. And then I will add stroke. Change that color to 7582 F4 with the opacity of 50%. Thickness for 1.5, and it's from the outside. Now in add effects, choose background blur, set the value for 50. I will add the frame. Option Command G to create a frame. My rectangle is inside the frame. For this frame, I will name it back. Now I will add icon. I will choose from the assets the one that I recreate as a component. I will use this one and this one. I use option to help me guide with position. So padding from the right is going to be 32. From the bottom it's going to be 24. Same thing here. Padding from the left it's 32 and 24 from the bottom. Okay, like this. Add frame. Option Command G. I will use the constraint for top, right, bottom. Back frame, left, right, bottom. Now I will add another rectangle. Change the size to 258. Height is 100. Align vertical center and align bottom. So same thing, I will press on return key to exit. At this point I will change the X position to 122. I will select this point and change the X position to 216. When I press on Command, you will see the icon. This is a handle, so you can move around. I want a straight line, so I can press on Shift. When you see a red line, that means it's straight. So this point I don't need, I can delete. Click on this point again, and now select this point here. Let's change the X position to 228. Same thing for this one. Use bend tool, click and move this handle, make a straight line. Okay. So I will change the X position 142. For this one, just delete, I don't need. This is 174. This is 142. Now let's go to the bottom right. I will use pen tool, press on command. For this one, I will use the top handle and move to the left. This make a straight line. So for this handle, click and delete. Click this point again and select this angle point. Let's change the X position to 256 for this bottom left. Click and press on command to bend. Select top handle and move it to the right. Press on shift to make a straight line. Like this. For this one, we're just going to delete. Select this point again and 134. So this one I will change 112. Okay, now it's better. Let's add a linear color. First color, change it to 6C51. Second color to 3E3F74. Click on stroke, change the color to 7582F4. Set the opacity to 50%. Thickness I will use 1.5. From the inside, I will add effects, drop shadow. Set the value to 4, blur to 4, change the hex color to 7582F4, 100%. Now I notice does this one have opacity on one? It's going to be 100%. Now I will add a frame. I will just select this layer and right click, then choose frame selection. And now my shape which is inside the frame. I will name front. I will add ellipse inside this frame. Press on O and shift to create a perfect circle. Change the dimension to 64. Align from the center. Now it's more easy to align inside the frame. Spacing from the top 12 and bottom 24. Let's change the color. Select linear. Set the first color to black. Second color is white. 70%. And I will change the direction. I will move a little bit from left and right. Now go back to fill. Change the opacity to 40. Add effects, layer blur, and set it to 1. Press on command D to copy and change the size to 58. I will align center. Padding is 3. Select ellipse 4. I will name it ellipse 1. Add a frame. Paste on option command G. Add this ellipse inside and name it ellipse 2. Change the property. First color is F5, F9. Second color is DADF7. Add stroke. First color is white. Second color change AE. To thickness from the inside. For linear, it's 100 opacity. Okay, now let's add drop shadow. X value 10, Y value 10. Blur set it to 20. Change the hex color to 0, D1, 4, 3, 1, 50%. Add a second drop shadow. We will use the opposite. X is -10, Y is -10. Blur 20. And the color is white. 50%. Use overlay. Now it blends so well with the color. Now let's add hidden shadow. X is 1, Y is 1, blur is 1.5. X color is white, 100%. Now I will duplicate this ellipse. I will use it as a mask. Right click, use as mask. I will just keep fill, the rest just delete. We can duplicate ellipse too, and we'll move it in the top of mask. We'll change it for mask. Here I can change for ellipse blur. For this one, I will create a ring blur. So I will use the arc tool like this one. Once you click in this point, when you move a little bit, you will see a new option here. This is my starting point, and here is the sweep, and this one is for the ratio. To create like a kind of thickness, to create a ring, sweep, it's like rotate, and the starting point is where you rotate. I will play with the numbers here. I'll set it to 0, here it's going to be 100, and here I use 90% thickness. So I will use linear for this ring. First color is white with 0 opacity. Second color I will use BBBFC7, 100%. For this one there's no stroke, just remove. I just need one option here and change it to layer blur. Set the value to 2. This frame, let's call it button. These are the components that I create. You can use those icons to follow this tutorial, or you can choose your own icon from the Figma community or from Accessible. Now let's go to Assets. I will search for plus button. I will place it center from horizontal and vertical. Change the color to OA319D. For this button, I will use center bottom. The front, I will use left, right, bottom. I will select those two together and add another frame. Option Command G, and then I will name it tab bar. Constraint, I will use left, right, bottom. Let's move inside the tab bar. Let's use constraint for rectangle 4. Left, right, bottom. Select frame 2, use auto layout. Let's go to the inspector, add auto layout, and use padding space between. And then when I scale, it shrinks together. Okay guys, that will be all for this section. Now press on Option key to make a duplicate second screen. We will keep the status bar and the bottom sheets. So we're just going to delete house and the background behind. Remove the segmented controller and the forecast, and we don't need the tab bar. Hide for now. This text I will change it to. Let's go to the assets. Search component that I create. This one. Vertical center. It's gonna be 10 on the top. Move these bottom sheets to the top. I will use spacing between. It's 12. Make it large. Let's go to the end. Alright, bottom sheets. Let's hide this rectangle. We don't need it. Ellipse 3. Change the color to 96 and I will move to -16. Change the height for 15. Now I will add ellipse and I will duplicate. Press an option, copy and drag it here. Then I will change the position X to 43 by 284. Change the dimension to 425. I'll change the layer blur to 200. Add this frame again, 342. Change the position X to 0, Y 80. For the ellipse, I will put outside and behind the model like this, and the white position, let's set it to 80. Now it creates a light effect here. I'll add the same indicator, and then I will add a separated on the top to create another line. Press on N to create a line. Make a shape, press on Shift. Let's change the size to 390 from the top so that we can see. Let's add linear color. Okay, let's make a straight line. And add a third color in the center. I'll set the color to white and with 100%. And the first color, it's white. I'll put around here. And the third color, it's around here. It's white with 0 opacity. And I will use overlay. Now it makes a beautiful highlight at the top. So on this screen, we won't focus on detail. I'm just going to replace with the component that I recreate. place it here. Let's align horizontal center from the top. I use 10. Spacing. Next card, this one. Spacing, it's 10. And cutting from the right, it's 26. Left cutting, it's 26. Okay, the space trim is 10. For this one, to add auto layout. And then let's duplicate. Select those two frames with. And then let's go to inspector. Let's add another auto layout. And spacing between, I will add 10. From here, I will change to green. And next, I will change it to rainfall. Let's duplicate this. Select in this component. And I will change this to humidity. And this one will change to feel like. Alright. From here, we will just change this overcast detail. Okay, then let's duplicate. For the third screen, we're just going to delete all of it. This shadow I will ungroup. Name ellipse 1. Layer blur set it for 200. This is ellipse 1. Okay, here's fine. Now let's go to Asset. Search for top navigation with search bar. On this tutorial, I will focus on doing a top navigation because I did a lot of my previous tutorial. So I'll just skip this step. Let's align from the left and top. Create a rectangle. Change the size to 338 158. Let's align center horizontal. I will use spacing for the top 20. Alright, now let's go to the inspector. Go to design page. Click on this icon to create custom corner radius. First one I set for 30. The rest is 22. First I want to add a frame. Press on Option Command G. Press on Return key for exit mode. Now let's select this rectangle and select on the top right point and change the Y value to 80. Now escape from exit mode. Let's click on these three dots. I will use the corner smoothing to 100. Now the shape is more interesting. Let's add some linear color from the horizontal. The first color set it to 5936 B4. The second color change it to 362A84. Set it to 100%. One dark for the left. Let's import the 3D icon and select the big one. The size is 160 by 160. I will position it from the right. And here's going to be -12. Let's add text. Press on T to add a text. Right 19 degrees. And use the SS Pro display red color. And the size is 64. And the color is white, or we can use label dark primary. Let's align from the left 20. Top is 48. Now let's add another text. High and low temperature. I will change for 15 for now. Height 24. Low 18 degrees. Press on Enter key to create another line. I will add Montreal, Canada. So let's select the first text. I will change it for regular footnote and Montreal. Select together. Let's change it to red color body. Select this line of text to dark secondary. Let's align it from the left. 20 bottom, 20 left. Add another text on the right. Let's write mid-ring. Regular footnote. The cutting bottom and right is 20. Text alignment from the right. Alright, we are done with the first cut. Let's name it widget. So we can duplicate this and use spacing 20. And what you can do is change the icon, change the description here. So for me, for save time, I will use the component that I already created because we use the same steps. Okay, I will just replace by this one. This widget, I create the component with variant, so you can choose. My second city is going to be Toronto. Next, I'm change to Tokyo. Last, I change to Tennessee. Alright guys, we are done with the design. Congratulations for everyone that followed until the end. I hope you like it, enjoy, and you learned something new today. And I'll see you on my next video.